Okay. So first I will go to the screen and I will explain what are the elements in the Access database. Then we go to actual database. We'll open the database and we'll work on the different functions. So what is a database? It's a tool for collecting the information and organizing information. Basically, it's data. So whatever the data you want to put, like what you're putting in Excel, you can put into Access application, and that will store the data, retrieve the data, you can manipulate the data. Now, if you want to open, it's a simple like any other application. You open Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Similarly, just you go to Windows button, then you type Access, then you will get Access with application. Now there is 2019 version is there. So you have 2013, 2016, 2019. So different versions are there. You can select any of the application what you have in your computer. So once you select that, it will show you the application like this. So it will show you the Access menu, and then it will show you here the blank database. There are some templates. You can see this template here. So you can choose already available templates. So suppose it is inventory, you can choose inventory. If it is something related to the assets, so different templates already is there. You can select any of them. And then on the left side, you will find the option to open files, and then you will have recently opened databases. This is like any other Windows application. Then once you open the database, then you will find a screen just to understand what are the elements available here. You can see here there is a navigation bar is available, and then there is a the data pane will be there, and then you have a ribbon here on the top here, and then you'll find here the status bar, and then there is, if you click here, then you will find other options. This will see it here. So basically MS Access contains the 5 elements, and 4 elements are important. What is that one? The tables. The tables, they store the data, and then you have forms. These are used for entering the data. Like if you are using any application like Oracle or any other application, you have the front-end forms. So the forms take the data and put into tables. And then the query, it's used to filter the data. So if you have several tables, the data can be retrieved and filtered. You can put the conditions. So that query gives that information. So once you make the tables, once you make the form, the data can be retrieved, or it can be filtered, or it can be reported in the way we want it. Then formal reporting, like if you want a different format, different types of data, that all can be reported through reports. So these 4, if you know, then you can create the full database. The macros, like we have an Excel and other Microsoft applications, they will automate the actions. So that is a little bit advanced, but we'll try to focus on the tables, forms, and queries and reports. Okay. So again, we come back to when you open the Access database, you will find the menu like this. What you see here, there is a arrow here. This is to close and open this particular menu here. And then you have the tables, queries, forms, reports. So under each of these functions, you have several sub files. So like if you see the tables here, you will find several tables, and the queries, multiple tables. So whatever we create will appear here. And this one, you can, the arrow as you're showing here, you can make it up and down, you can close it or open it. This is how the screen shows. Okay. Then if you want to create form, table, anything, you will find here the create menu tab. And then here, if you have forms, what kind of forms you can create, this is here. And then you have queries here, and the tables here. So this is what you can, and then reports you have here. So all this you can find under the ribbon tab. Okay, so now I will go to the actual database. So let us see. say access here, as I said. So you click here. This is what it opens. You can see it, right? You can see the screen. Can you see the screen?
Can see.
Yeah. So here you have option, as you said here, blank database. So if you want to create from scratch, you have to click the blank database. And if you want to take any of these existing templates, for example, inventory is there, home inventory, customer service, call. So like you have so many templates, it will automatically create if you click any of them. The plenty of templates are there. So we'll start with the blank database. That gives you, it helps you to learn the way you want to create database. So let us click this blank database. So it will ask you the name of the file. So let us say my database. You type the name, whatever you want, and then the folder, you choose the folder where you want to save. So I will just keep, say here, I will create a new folder, MS Access Training, for example. So you create it here, and then you save it. Okay, now say create. So it is showing you here the screen, what I said here. You can see here on the left side, this arrow, if you make like this, it will close. So what is showing here? Navigation pane. So all the information, what you create, whatever the tables, forms, everything will appear here. So if you want to expand, you can expand here. Now, when you open first time, you will find here table 1, like table. It is, so as I said, we have table is the data place where it stores the data. Okay. Now, before we further go on table, what we'll do, we'll create a menu, the form, default form, where you can open, we open the database, you will find it is starting a menu. So before that, I will show you a few databases, how it looks like. For example, this one is an application, okay? You can see here, there is a menu here. If you click here, it will give you different menus it goes. You can see this, right? So you can make it a menu based like this. So if you want to go to the different reports, you can see the reports, you can go. So this is one kind of application. And the other one, another data, for example, this one, you see here, procurement data, for example. So you have menu, you click here and you get the data, you enter the data. If you want to close it, close here. And if you want to see the reports, you can see the reports, you can select the reports, like the purchase request like this. You have the options to create the way you want. Okay, so this is how we will be creating using the create blank database. Okay, so what do we do now? See here, one here is a mark here, X mark here. This is to close. You can close the existing open form, open any object basically. So what do we do now? We'll create one home screen. So whenever you open database, it will open that screen. So how to create it? You see here the create. When you click create on the tab, ribbon tab, you have here first tables, next queries, and forms. So let us say we create a form. In the form, you have form design, blank form, like this is there. So you take a form design. So it will create a blank sheet here. Now, you come here, design. You see here the design. You click a design here. It will open further options. You see here one arrow here. There is a B, here A, B. So this one, A, B here, A, this is the label. You take this one and try to put on the screen here. Say, welcome. For example, welcome to menu. Let us say. So I want to create a form which will open when I open the database. So I'm trying to create one home screen, I would say. Okay. Now like any Microsoft applications, you can change the font type, everything. For example, this text, you want to change the font size. For example, select this one, go to home, and you select here the font size. So for example, you make bigger size, and you want to say different color. So all this you can apply like what we do in Word, Excel, like this. Okay, now this is the text. But then, for example, I want to close this form, open this form, or close this application. So what you can do here, you go to design here. There is one button, XXX button. You see here, XXX button. You click here, put on this one, and then what do you see here? Record navigation, record operations, form operations, report operations. Means for every function you have a sub actions. So let us take form. So the one we are creating is a form. You see here, form 1. So I want to close this form, for example. So I want to close this form. Just click close form. You see here, there is a sign coming here showing you a exit sign. This is one option. You can take a text if you want to say close the form, or you want to take a picture. Both of them you can put here. Say, let us say I want to put a text. So let us say text. Okay. Now this can be say close form. You can name this what do you say, the button as a text. Say close form here. Again, I want to add one more icon. For example, here again, click here, XXS. Then you go to form again. Not form, you go to the application. Application means this MS Access application. You want to close the application. How do you close it? You select this one application. There is a quit application. It is showing here. Now again, it gives two options. Either you select a picture here, X, or text. For example, quit application. You can have both of them. Say quit. You can give the name if you want. You can give a quit. Even if you don't give, it's okay.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah, is it possible to insert any picture also?
Yes, you can insert. If you want to insert a picture, see here, you come here.
Suppose the logo of MAC.
Yes, yes. So here there is a option to enter the, you here see the image here, picture here. Bring here, select here. Okay. Now, so there is a picture. I don't know what is the picture. Just put here. See, it gives you a picture. So you can insert whatever here you see here, whatever you see here, everything you can insert it. So when you go to design, you click the arrow here. What are the options available here? So there is a one by one will come actually. All functions will go through. You can attach a file here. You can attach a picture here. So this is a picture also. This is a picture. You can select. So for example, there is a bitmap image. You can select it here. Suppose you want to say draw something here and put it here. For example, I draw here, save it here, and then it comes here. So you can move it. You can reduce it. So whatever the way you want it. Okay. So what do we do now here? This is the, and also the form size. You see here, it is showing you bigger one. See, this you can close, as I said. So it has taken more weight. So I'm just, you can drag it. You see here, when you put the icon, you can see the increasing width, decreasing width. Okay. Now you see, just we want to create a home screen because that will give you, once you go on making the database, we'll go on adding on this screen, and it will help you organize the things easily. Okay. So let us say we created a very blank form. Let us close this one. Okay. Close this. When you close, it will ask you to save. Do you want to save the change to form design form 1? So by default, it will say table 1 form 1. So let us say yes. It will ask you what is the name. So let us say home. Say home screen. This is home screen. So I will say name as home. Okay. Now if you click this navigation pane arrows, you will find this one here. You see here the home appearing. If you double click, you will find this screen. Okay. Now if you come here on the right in the bottom, you see here you have this scale, what it shows is the design view. Means if you click this one, you can again go on. For example, you want to write here something else. Okay, this is a sample database, for example. So you can click the design here, and also if you want to view, for example, here datasheet view, and then there's a form view. So you click form view, it shows you form. If you want to design, you click here, it will show design. So you can switch from here between the form and design. You will see here the tab here, home. Okay, so this we created a tab. Now you see what is the benefit of this, why we created here Pit application. So just click the application, Pit application. Okay, it is saying, do you want to save the changes to form, because we changed the form and the database is closed now. You don't see the database. Okay, again, we go back to when you open the database, what is the benefit now? See, go to access again. Now you will find here the database is appearing here, my database. Click here. Okay, now it is not showing anything. Okay, we want the screen to appear when you open the database. So what do? You go to file, there is options. Okay, you're following me? Okay, you are following, right? You can hear me? Yeah. Okay. Now you come to options. Again, I go back. See, you go to file and say options. When you go to options, you see so many options here. First, it will go general. Go to current database. The second icon, if you go, you can give this application a title. For example, this is we'll try to create employee database. Let us say let us give a name. Okay, image employees, or let us say the company name, say Vision. Okay, Vision employee database. Just I want to give a name. This title will remain when you apply. When you open, it will show you the basic this information in some places. Okay, now what form we want to display when you open the database? When you click here display form, it will show all the forms. Now we have only one form generated. So home, if you click home, it will open only this one. But after developing it, for example, you have 20 forms. In 20 forms, only one form will be open. So you have option here, all the forms will appear here, and you have to choose a form. So now for the time being, we want to choose the form we created. So once you do this, just save it to close it. So you close it. Now again, what do we do? For example, I open again Pit. So it closed the database. Now again, I will go back and open whether my form will open after to check it. Now, see here, my database. I didn't open. Let me go and check again here. Run database. Okay, display form should be home. Why it didn't go? It didn't save. Okay, I have to select here. Okay. Okay, then only see what is showing here. Okay, you must close and reopen the current database to specified option to take effect. So again, I will close it. Okay, there is another option of closing here. You close. If you close here, it will close the data form only actually. Okay, now I close the database. Again, I will open it. Now it will see what change you will have it. So go to the my database. See, now it has opened you the form. You see the difference now? You can create a home screen where when you click the database, it automatically gives you home screen. Right? Now, what is this form? The close form. When you say close form, you see here, this form will be closed. So that is the click of a button, you have the control from the main screen. Now, let us go back now here, come to here. For example, now that is a home screen creation. So there is all access objectives. If you open this one, click this here, click this, you will find all different kinds of functions available here. This is called object. Object type means that the table is an object, query is an object, form is an object, report is an object. Now, if you have to store the data, you need to create a table. So the form is to enter the data. So what we have now here is the one form, that is the main screen. But now we need to store the data, we need to have a table. So how do you create a table? For example, you come here, click the arrow here, you see the table. There are no tables here because we did not create it. So to create a table, what we do? Say create here. Now, first one, it is showing what? Table design, SharePoint list. So SharePoint, leave it. This is for sharing the data entry with others. Now the table design. So we don't have a table. So what we do? We go to table design. So what it's saying here, create a new blank table in design view. You can add field, set, index, options, all these options are there. So we'll create a table. Okay. So click design. So when you click design, you see what happened? It appeared the table 1. Okay. Everything is blank here. So there is a field name, there is a data type and description. So let me just show you with some data, then come back to here. Okay. I will open another database with some table. Okay. For example, this is the another database. So let me go how the tables look. See here, how many tables are there? So asset category, asset details. So if I open this one, it will show you the data. Similarly, if I open the other one, you see it will show you the data. So these are the fields. So each field has a different type of data. Okay. So this will create like this will create it. So let us go back to our blank one. So you're following, right? You're following me? Okay. Now, this field. Okay. So let us say we want to create a what you said employee database. Suppose you're a company and you want to know who are the employees in the company and what are their basic information. Let us say for everything there in the database you should have a reference. So let us say serial number. So we'll have a serial number. Okay. Now when you assign the serial number, you see here data type. So every field you define, you have to select one data type. How many options available here? You see here, short text, long text, number, date, time, currency, auto number, yes or no selection, OLE object, hyperlink, attachment, calculated. All these options, so you can choose one of them. You cannot choose more than one. Okay. Now, I will just show on the screen what are the different types of data types. You see here on the screen.
Sir, excuse me, sir. Is it possible to the data type you have written, that is defined data type? It is possible. I will decide which data to be selected.
You will decide only, but you can all the data what you choose will fall into this one. It will fall this one only. No, not beyond this. All will fall in this one. Let us say this one. Let us see this one. Let us see what it means. Because whatever the data you define, everything will fall into this. There is no additional data probably you will require. Okay, means data. For example, short text. What it will take? It will take the 255 characters of length. Long text if you select, it will take more than 255 characters. It can go to 64,000 characters. Number, if you select number, it will select all the types of number, decimals, new integers it will take. Date, time, it will select any format of date. Currency, any currency. Okay, auto number, it will give you automatic number. You can select yes or no, and then you can select the photos you can attach it, and you can give the hyperlinks, web links, and you can attach the files. Okay, and you can make the calculations. Let us go. If you have, when we do it, you just you can tell what you want to do. So then we see whether it's fitting or not. Okay. Let us say serial number I want to give. So serial numbers is generally serial number is automatic number. Okay. So for that, what you do, auto number. If you select auto number, means the system will create automatically a serial number. That we'll see. Okay. Also in database, one thing you have to remember, everything is indexed. If it is indexed, means it has to be unique number. So there is one thing, you second key here. You see primary key. There is a sign you see here, primary key. This one is required to avoid the duplication. For example, you give a serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't want again 1 to repeat, right? So how the system will ensure? If you define here, it is a primary key, it will link everything to that. Means there will be no duplication on this key. So when you can click yes or no, you see here, you can choose any field as a primary key. So, but generally, any table you create, you should have a primary key. All will be reference to that one. So you select primary key, then it's auto number. You see here in the bottom, okay, there is few fields. This will come back later. By okay, if that I think will if the Zoom gets disconnected, again we'll start. Okay, I think we finished around 30 minutes. So after 40 minutes we'll disconnect. We will connect it. We'll have 1 hour session. Okay, now see, so you have serial number. You can choose auto number, or if you don't want, you can choose number also, but auto number will give you auto creation. Let us say now one field we have selected. Next, let us say we want to have the employee name. So let us say employee name, this is the field. Okay, now employee name is generally is a text only, right? So the text you have option. If you select a short text, by default it's taking short text. If you want to select anything, you can select long text, but long text is not required because a name of a person will be generally less than 255 characters. So you say short text. Now you need employee number. Let us say employee number. Now there is a choice here. Employee number can be a number or it can be a alphanumeric. Suppose you are sure this is a number, it will never be alphabetic. Then you choose number. Now when you choose number, you have several options. We'll come to there later. There is a formatting, so many options are here. Okay, let us first go and choose the fields. Now after that, for example, you want to know joining date. Okay, employee join. So date will be date only. You will never have a text, right? Date means date. So the benefit of selecting date is that it will give a calendar there. So you select date. Now when you come to date here, it will show you the format. So here only one thing we select here in the format. What kind of formats available in the date? You see here. So there is a long date, medium date, short date, and time. Everything. These are the options available. So let us say medium date. So it will avoid, for example, somebody is in USA, somebody is in here. So you have 2 different date formats. Somebody starts with the DD, MM, YY. Somebody starts with MM, DD, YY. To avoid that, you select. So if you select here medium date always gives you in the middle numerical character. The alphabet character means the 12th November 15, like it will give you. So that is benefit of that. Okay. So after that, for example, let us say we want to choose a number. So say his salary. You want to know the salary. Okay. Salary, you will have currency, right? So there is an option here, currency. Now again, when you come to currency, what kind of currency you can choose it? You see here what is showing here, pounds, so euro. Okay, like this is showing. So let us say it's pounds, it is there, but you can change the currency later. Okay, now like this, you go on adding the fields what you want. For example, employee photograph. Okay, you want to add a photograph of employee, right? So here by default is showing the short text. So for this you can use OLE object. When you say OLE object, it will give you that option to attach the picture. Okay. Now suppose say employee resume you want to add. Let us say. So if you want to add to resume, go here. Say here attachment. Say attachment. It will give you option to attach. So what we are creating here is we are designing a table to accept the data. So we'll come later to see how the data is entered. This is the way we proceed. Okay. So we covered how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fields, 7 types of data we have selected. So what else is there? So long text. For example, you want to say remarks on this employee. So remarks probably will write to maybe 4, 5 lines, 6, 7 lines. So for that, you can select long text. So it can take up to 64,000 characters. So let us see what other fields are available. For example, this person is married or not? Married or not? So you want to say yes or no, right? So you have yes or no option here. So it will give you option to check yes or no. Okay. Then what else is there? Currency finished, auto finished, yes or no finished, hyperlink. Okay. Now, does this person has any website? Let us say he is a IT person. He has a website in there. So what you can do here, you can select a hyperlink. So you can copy hyperlink here. Okay. So calculated. Suppose you want to calculate some calculation. You can do calculation also. Just let us leave that part. Okay. It is a little bit advanced. You can do it later. So is this clear? How to create the different fields? If you want to change, you can change any number of frames. For example, this one, sometimes you say R101, but this will not take R101. So in that case, you have to select the text. Then it will take R101. But if it is always going to be numerical, it's a number. For example, a new employee joining. Now you want to write the department. For example, he is which department person? Okay, so department. Say here, you can have a short text. Again, department will be generally text. Okay, so now you made these many fields. Okay, and the data type. This is the basic thing. First thing to make a create a table. Now you go here, click this X. It will say, do you want to save the table? You say yes. So what is the name? So generally the because we have tables, queries, formats, forms, and reports, we try to differentiate them by giving a prefix. For example, table, we say TBL, okay, dash, and you give a name. What is the name we can give? We can give a name, say employee details. Let us say employee details. Okay, so you have to have a object name. Say okay. Now what happened here? This one what you created appeared here. So now if you expand here, just go this arrow, click this one, and then all access objectives. You see all access objectives. So it is showing you tables, table employee details, and home schemes. Whatever you created is here. And if you want to close, you can close it here. Okay, it's clear. Is it clear? Any questions here now?
Yes,
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay, now we come here. What we did, you should reflect somewhere. What? See, now you double click this one. What do you have here? Tables. You just, this one we minimize it when you don't need it, right? When you need to open it. Now it is showing here all the fields you created. Now what we do, we can enter the data. Let us say we can enter the data. Now you don't see employee name is missing, right? You go here, double click, it will show you the expands. So just like in Excel, just to go here, click here, it will show you all the field width. Okay. Okay. Now let us say we want to enter the data here. How do you enter the data? Just to go here. What is showing here? New. It is showing new. No data, no number. The moment you click on this first line, the moment you type, the number automatically appear. This is the auto numbering. Let us say the employee name is, say, Ahmed. See what happened here? 1, serial number 1. So this is record number 1. Now employee number, we said number. Because it is a number, it is starting with a 0. But if it is not number, it will not show 0. Because it is asking for a number. So you say the employee number is 1001. Okay. Now come to here. Joining date. Now you don't need to type the date here. That is the beauty of this system. Okay, you click here the calendar. It will show you first. It will show you current date always. So you want to say, for example, somewhere you are here. You can select today. Automatically use today. Okay. Now the currency will change currency later. Say the employee salary, for example, 1000. Okay. Now you want to add a picture here. So photograph. You say you right mouse click here. Sorry. So now my record disappeared. Okay, let me just close it again, open. What happens if the data is there or not? So go here, open here. Yes, the data is there. So one of the beauty of the database is that you don't need to specially click the button save. It automatically saves once you move the cursor to next field. So here, the photograph, we want to add it. there is an error giving, let us say. Here there is insert object. Okay. So you can pick up what the document you want. Say, for example, picture itself. There is two options giving: create new, create from file. So let me take create new, because just to want to show you only. I'm not going to attach actual picture. So it opens a paint basically here. So just I'll put here something.